Shut the mouse.
Shut the mouth. What is up, everybody?
What up? What
Welcome
up?
Back.
It's been a while, Bob.
It has been a while.
In real time, I haven't seen you in probably 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yes.
Since we had Min on the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
been
a lot of
nice break.
A lot of things have happened in your life in the last 2 weeks.
I'm a father again.
Yeah. Not only that, you caught COVID.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then the following week, you became Appa times 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To beautiful Lucy.
A lot has happened. Yeah.
And so, first of all,
and you became a godfather.
Yes, I have became a godfather to dear old Lucy. And all I can be is like, Lucy, just don't be like me and your father.
That's why we asked you to be your godfather. We need an anti role model.
Yeah. Don't be like me or your father. Be like your mom. Be like your mom. Anyway.
I don't know if you could tell, but I'm so freaking tired right now. I forgot how little sleep you get with a newborn.
Right.
Because clearly it's been 2.5 years since we had Benji.
Right.
And I don't remember that time until it all came back to me in the last week and a half. But actually, no, in the last week, because I didn't even meet my daughter because I got COVID.
Right.
And had to quarantine. And my wife had to have the baby alone. The hospital wouldn't admit anyone but her. So she did it all alone. And she was in the hospital for 3-4 days by herself. It was terrible. So long story short, my wife and my son got COVID. Just maybe a week before Lucy was born, right? So, and so I tried my best to not catch COVID. I got negative. I tried my best not to catch it, but my son, we sleep in the same room, and he's like, I don't know, he's rolling around in my bed and stuff. I was like, at one point I was like, the sooner I get it, the better, and and it happened 3-4 days after. They got positive, I got positive. And then, but what happened there was damn, we're due in just a few days with Lucy. And all these rules came out. They're like, you can't be at the hospital, all this stuff. They try to push it to the next week where I can be there. But my wife went in, they took one look at her. They said, baby's coming now. She was so huge. And she had a lot of discomfort, and she went in for a checkup for that to see what was up. And they're like, the baby needs out now, and you need to call your husband right now. He needs to we have to. They talked to me for 10 minutes about what's going to happen, all this stuff.
In Korean.
Normally I have to sign off on stuff, and we had to do it all over the phone. The hospital staff was amazing. Normally they don't do the photos and video and stuff. They're nurses and doctors, So they're passing around the phone to nurses and whatnot. They took tons of video and photo for us, which is great. So we're completely grateful for. But I missed the first 3-4 days of meeting my daughter. I didn't meet her until they left. We could take them out of the hospital, and I was out of quarantine. Although you do know in Korea, for some reason, anyway, I can't physically meet my daughter anyway, even if I was there.
Yeah, they're in
behind glass.
Yeah, it's like they're in infant jail, toddler jail. Right.
And once a day, you get this window of 10 minutes
visitation hours. It's jail. It's like that Chingu scene where you go, boonk.
Yeah.
So
I went that Monday to go see my daughter when I was out of quarantine. And I went, and it was 3:00 to 3:10. I can see I had this very small window. And I went, and literally they brought her out, and I'm taking video and photo at the same time. And she started crying. Normally they wheel her out on like a bed.
Right.
But a nurse came out with her in her arms.
Right.
And she started crying after 10 seconds or 15 seconds. And then she was like mouthing to my wife, "Oh, the baby's got to eat. It's time to go." And so you have to say bye. I was like, it's like 30 seconds. I'm seeing my daughter for the first time for like literally like 30 seconds. And they took her back. And I was just like, had to wait another 24 hours to actually meet her and take them out of the hospital. But, you know, it is what it is. Fuck COVID. You know, it is what it is, and we're past it.
Right.
But crazy in love with this kid more and more every day. Even though we're so tired, my wife is like a superhero, like literally a superhero. She lets me sleep sometimes. Like normally, like I'm responsible for a lot of things, like burping the baby after every time we feed her, which is like every 2 hours, 2-3 hours, or if she's hiccuping, the only way to get rid of the hiccups really is to feed her. So even if it's not feeding time, we'll feed her, but then you got to burp her. And it literally takes like 15 to 30 minutes to get a burp out of this kid. Right. So, and if it doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I'm there just hoping I don't fall asleep and like I dropped the kid. Don't drop the baby. Don't drop the baby. Like it's, but you know, thankfully, nothing terrible so far. We've been okay, except Benji has been a very jealous older brother. He can tell that a lot of attention is being taken away from him and going towards his sister.
Right.
So every now and then he'll have like a temper tantrum.
You gotta smack that motherfucker.
Yeah. So
when you get older, you get older, Benji, I hope this video is live, so you'd be like, man, Uncle Danny's an asshole.
Oh man.
But obviously, you know, like I would understand that, you know, Benji is still too young to know the concept of toddler who needs more help than he does.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, you gotta. The only thing is, if you really, the only thing I might be worried about is if you do fuck him up for him like showing jealousy.
Yeah,
that might come back later to be like, you love Lucy more than
me. At this point, I do. Let's just say it. I love it. This kid is driving me crazy.
No, because you know, like people with multiple kids.
Yeah,
right? Like. The question is like, do you have a favorite?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do already.
Here's the thing though, like the what do you call it? The media trained, you know, answer is like, I love them all equally.
Oh, is that really?
The media trained, like, you know, whatever, right? But then the realistic answer is, yeah, I do have a favorite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You say your mom has a favorite out of you three.
Yeah. I asked my mom as a joke. As a joke, I asked my mom of the three brothers of us three. I said, "Amma, who do you love the most?" And no, without thinking, she just said Charlie. I'm just like, what the heck? Like, but it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
And then she could tell that I was shocked, and she tried to kind of weasel her way out of the answer.
Weasel her way out of it. No, but congrats, Bob. I also cannot wait to meet Lucy.
Yeah, and we can't wait either.
Yeah.
You know, like she basically we're kind of gonna do the 100-day thing and just not really take her out for a while, just because of COVID. Like Benji, you know, we took out a few times when before 100 days. That was before COVID. But now, just to be safe, we don't want to be like, we don't want to like have any regrets.
Yeah, no, that's the biggest concern I have because, you know, I think I've mentioned my nephew. I want to see my nephew and my family back home.
Yeah.
And originally I wanted to go kind of late April.
Yeah.
But because the COVID situation is so crazy in Korea right now in terms of numbers, and I don't want to give my nephew and my family just because I want to see them.
Yeah, more so your sister is in still critical condition, right? Or she's doing,
she's not not the healthiest right now, right? So I don't want to be the cause of something worse.
Yeah, I feel you.
Just because I want to see my family. You know what I mean? And so I have to kind of play it by ear and just, figure that out.
I mean, we want you to come over, but we almost want you to get COVID first. Get out of COVID.
But here's the thing, though.
It's just stupid because you can get COVID again. It's like...
No, because, like you got it, your wife got it, your son got it. Like a bunch of people I know in Korea have it, have had it, right? Even the comedians. Right? Like, and they got it in two kids got it. So they couldn't come for a week. So I had to switch them off, right? And then all of a sudden another 2-3 people got it from a different place. So they couldn't come. And then another one got it. And then the staff got it, right? And so we were saying out of all the stand-up comedians, only 2 people didn't get it.
From that whole crew.
The whole crew.
Yeah, including you.
Yeah, I'm one of them, right? They were like, I wonder why. So we, with zero medical scientific knowledge, have deduced that I haven't gotten it because when COVID tried to enter my body, I have way more other diseases that go, yo, get in line, motherfucker. Excuse me, what's your name? Hi, I'm Omicron. Oh, no. What do you do? Oh, I kind of kill people. I go, oh yeah. My name is Gout, and I've been here for 15 plus years. Motherfuckers, get back in line, right? And then there's a sidekick and I'm psoriasis, cocksucker. Do you think you can just barge into this motherfucker's body, right?
We'll have one half of your problems, right? So the whole gout thing. When I got COVID, I was waiting for some symptoms, right? Which never came. Except I got a little gouty or a flare up in my right knee. I felt it coming on, and I remember you saying that when you got boosted. You got a flare up. So there's some sort of
boosted and the second shot.
Oh, and the second shot. Okay. So I was thinking maybe there is some truth to maybe what you're saying. Maybe the gout takes precedent. Your body's already fighting all this shit off, and it's just
get that pussy ass Omicron out of here. Fuck it. We get that weak shit out of here.
That'd be funny if down the line, there's enough data to be the truth of the matter. That's so funny.
My immune system is like a Muay Thai fighter shins, man. Fucking, there's no pain.
My in-laws live with us. Right. So, and we had them tested all the time. They got, because they're over 65,
right.
And they can PCR test every day if they wanted to, which they essentially did.
Wow.
Until the baby came home. And they kept testing negative. Even now, they're testing negative. We have a bunch of the antigen tests at home too. I took those. I've never taken so many in a week. But they were all negative for me. The only positive thing I took was the PCR test. Exactly.
Fucking slutty ass nostril. Slut ass nostril just getting just fucking penetrated every day. You fucking.
I noticed. There's
whole ass right nostril and left nostril.
I did learn something about the human anatomy because of those swab sticks. Right, they're pretty long.
Yeah.
And one time I remember a nurse putting that in my nasal cavity, but they didn't go up. They went straight and kept going till the whole thing. It goes really far back, and it just goes straight back. It doesn't go up. So really, your nasal cavities, they go straight back into your, like, I didn't know that. So every time I took the test on my own, I would just see how far I could go back. But it was like putting a Q-tip in your ear, like, because it gets like really far in and you start to gag.
Yeah.
But I knew it was far enough where
whole ass nostril would be gagging and shit. Just the deeper it goes, you start gagging. Like, whole ass.
Shit. Oh man.
So I mean, like, at least for our company that we work at, everyone is pretty much at home unless you need to come
for
to
a meeting or like some sort of thing.
So I've been working at home and my YouTube algorithm is fucking ruined.
Why is that?
Because just like
watching a lot of YouTube,
but
random shit
and now what the 3 categories are. Esports, and the categories of esports are like those shooting games. And then the fighting game community, which is like the Street Fighter. Smash, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, there's a whole world that I had no idea about. I barely care about, but I just found it fascinating, like that these kids are like fucking superstars, The other thing is like wrestling, like history.
Oh, like WWF wrestling?
Yes.
Yes.
But the WCW,
WWE.
All of like just random, like, and what I wanted to bring up was that when I was a child, and I think we talked about this before, where you too watched wrestling there, right?
I loved it.
And during my childhood, the kind of the Michael Jordan of pro wrestling was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I was also a real American. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was a Hulkamaniac.
Yeah.
I asked my parents to buy me the vitamins.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. He had vitamins.
Yeah.
Did you have a band?
I did not. Okay. My dad was like, "No, I'll get you vitamins because apparently it's good for your fucking body." Right?
Did you try to rip your BYC?
my naningu. No, but turns out that Hulk Hogan is a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard that, but I haven't gone down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
like I don't want to ruin my childhood with
dude, hours upon hours of like, obviously like there's podcasts about everything, right?
Yeah.
And so there is like wrestling centric podcasts.
Yeah.
And they'll have like an old timer come up.
Yeah.
And 90% of like, he's a fucking dick, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And so I found the list, but I'm not about him being a dick, but him being a compulsive liar.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So people actually catching him in lies, probably, right?
So he's saying some like outlandish shit, right?
Yeah.
One of the more recent lies that he told was that he told people, the movie The Wrestler?
Yeah, The Wrestler. Yeah.
He was told that the director, Darren Aronofsky, approached him to be the Mickey Rourke character.
Really? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Like he was approached, but he denied it or declined it. And Darren Aronofsky on Twitter vehemently denies ever talking to Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But like it's like this type of shit. Like, he once said that he, you know what pride fighting is?
Pride fighting.
It's like
that's the real fighting.
Yes. The MMA, but in Japan, right?
Yeah.
He said that he fought Pride stars in the 70s.
Oh, really?
Right?
Okay.
Pride started in 1997.
It started in 77, so he could play.
So the only way he fought Pride stars if he went back in time. Or no, he went to the future.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The really, so there's plenty of these, but the kind of the grossly bad one was he basically said that like so Summerslam is like one of those pay-per-view events, right? And he said that he got a kid in England who was battling cancer a ticket to Summerslam.
Okay.
Right?
And Summerslam, I remember
which was held in England. Right? And he said that when he looked at the supposed seats, the kid wasn't there. And he realized that kid died. Right?
Okay.
And he made a song about it. Apparently
he's a singer too.
He's a musician.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan was not in SummerSlam that year. He neither was not in England.
But they actually have footage of him saying that stuff. It's not like other people said, "Oh, he said that."
Yeah,
it's actually they
yes.
can. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He also claimed he made a few movies where he was like Mr. Nanny and all these other
that's right. He was movies, Mr. Nanny, yeah.
He claims to have written all the scripts.
Oh, really?
But the Writers Guild took his name off of the scripts.
Whoa. So he's like
full of himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
he's
then
a little bit too extreme.
Yeah, but like those are the lies. But obviously like politicking, right? Where he goes like, in wrestling, it's fake. Pro wrestling's fake, right?
Yeah.
Yes, people get hurt, they get bloodied. That's real, but it's like stunt. It's like a musical for stuntmen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like but it's fun if as long as you go, this shit isn't real, right?
Yeah.
But like if you're the champion, you're the kind of the face of the company, so it's already predetermined. Like if you're gonna drop the belt to somebody or not.
Sure.
Kind of like a passing of the torch.
Sure. Yeah.
Hulk Hogan would refuse to drop the belt to anyone.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because he had that much power at the time.
Even if the higher ups of the company go, "Hey man, like it's time for you to drop the belt."
Yeah.
It's like, "I refuse, brother." I cannot.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously like, in later years, like him saying racist shit came out, like more random weird shit came out about Hulk.
Yeah.
But it kind of made me angry.
Made you angry about
Hulk being an asshole,
or the many, many years that you supported him?
I didn't support him financially, but what I mean.
But
like
you gave him your fan support.
Yeah, I got hyped up. You know, even like, okay, so I watched wrestling in the 80s, right? And then there was a spell where I stopped watching, right? Which was like the Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels, that era. I stopped watching.
I stopped watching, during that time, like when Sting came out, Sting, when they started to mix the two, WWF and
yes.
Yeah.
Where Hulk Hogan and a few of the stars from WWF went to WCW.
Yeah, I stopped watching around then. Yeah.
And then there was, for a blip, I started watching Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that. Right. Okay.
And then I stopped watching altogether after that. Right?
Okay.
But, as a child, like, it was that brother, fucking eat your vitamins, train hard, sleep, do go in school before these 24-inch pythons, blah, 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 blah. Like that type of shit was like, oh man, I'm fucking.
Yeah, he was on was it on Wheaties? Was he on a Wheaties box?
I'm sure he had he had his own like. Oh, here's another lie that I read. He was originally offered the George Foreman grill deal, but he forgot to return the call.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's something like. Damn, I heard George Foreman makes so much money off of that thing that they had to pay him off.
Yeah.
Finally, they're just like, he's just making too much. They eventually just paid him a ton of money like before, like YouTube was being bought for billions. Like
I know, seriously.
The big deals were like George Foreman getting like millions to get bought out of.
So like those are the things that like that's what kind of went, that sucks, because like,
yeah, you don't want to hear that shit about
the history of wrestling.
Yeah.
And like before I watched, like people like Ric Flair, right?
Yeah.
Like he is amongst the wrestling world kind of known as one of the greatest of all time, right? Beyond the Hulk Hogan stuff because of the work prior and, in between and whatever, right? But Hulk was at one point the most marketable.
Yeah.
But apparently the person who generated the most cash of all time was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I don't know enough about him, but I did. Yeah. I did watch something. I think it was like one of those hoarder shows or those shows where they buy like unclaimed storage spaces, and somebody found a bunch of wrestling stuff, and they found like I want to say Steve Austin stuff. And they went for a lot of money. Yeah, and they were breaking down who makes the most, or like, or maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
But like, what made my YouTube algorithm go in this way was because somehow I started watching stuff about the Undertaker. Now, the Undertaker was around. He started like right around when I stopped watching, maybe like a year or two, right, where he was a scary dude. And then his what do you call it? His manager Paul Bearer is like he looks like me, fat guy, but he was all creepy. Like, the Undertaker.
I remember that.
The fucker's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's scary, and like fucking Undertaker just like Hogan, I will see you in the afterlife, or just crazy shit, right? Yeah. And then so I was like, yo, this guy's scary. And then I remember just, I told you, like I took a break, and then right when The Rock, and he was still there, still killing it.
Oh, he was still going?
Right.
For a while? Okay.
And then randomly, like I just checked, and he was like, oh my God, the Undertaker's still here, right? Like still wrestling. And then he finally retired, right? But the most iconic thing about the Undertaker is that he had he had a winning streak in WrestleMania. So 21 wins straight, meaning
no losses
for 21 years, because it was once a year.
Yeah,
he like it became like before it was like for the championship, that was like the main event.
Yeah.
But toward the end, it was like, even if there's no championship belt at hand, he was the fucking headliner, because can anyone beat Undertaker's streak?
Yeah.
And so for 21 years, and then finally he lost to Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
And then you could see the reaction of the crowd.
Yeah.
They're all like crying.
Oh no.
A
lot of them probably that's when they got out of wrestling. They probably just moved on with their lives after that.
So they're crying, and so the Undertaker, he leaves like his outfit like in the middle of the ring. Yeah. And he just saunters off. And people were just like, right? And I was like, what the fuck? So,
Undertaker was they found a bunch of his stuff in his coffins and all that in one of those storage shows. For sure. That's what, that might have been what I saw. Shit. I am probably going to hit that algorithm at some point.
Why?
Because, because every now and then I'll look at the Booker T thing, right?
Right.
And then I'll go down a rabbit hole because I want to see what he thinks about it now. And he talks, apparently him and Hulk Hogan. I saw something with him, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan didn't even know about it or remember about it. So I'll probably hit some more of that stuff down the line. But these days I worry about my algorithm being more like, because I ran into this problem this week because my wife was asking me to watch these videos on massaging breasts.
Okay.
Because, I don't know if you know this, but when you're breastfeeding, like woman's breast gets super like rock hard in places. It's like rock hard, you know, and you gotta like you have to like knead it out almost to get the whatever flowing.
Right.
But in random places in the like, I know too much about it, but my wife was like, she's like, I'm gonna send you a link. Can you watch this? And right away I was like, no, I can't watch it because I'm gonna have some crazy ass like algorithm going on my YouTube. I said, just pull it up on your YouTube and I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, what's the big deal? Just like, no, I'm not gonna have like breast feeding videos pop up on my.
Use your work account.
So I don't know. I don't want like my coupon coming up with breast pumps and stuff like that. I get enough of like this Hello Carbot stuff, like with the kid using my Big Phony account or my my YouTube account. So yeah, I don't need any more of that.
So my question to you is, while you are watching these how to massage mother's boob, does it turn you on?
Oh, I kind of knew you would go there, but 100% no.
No, okay.
Like it's like.
Do you think it's the production value of these videos?
Oh man! I saw one video. Okay,
better angles,
and it's a woman instructing a man how to do it, right?
Okay.
But it was fake. It was like fake boobs, but he was doing it all wrong. Like, and she was just like, why don't you just make it with you doing it? Why do you have to bring this like unsuspecting, like poor guy?
Yeah, seriously.
But, and they get very specific, like about things like you got to squeeze like all this, it's just like, it's weird watching, right? But not erotic in any sense. Like, I'm just kind of like almost embarrassed watching it.
Can you make it erotic though? No.
I guess.
Here's my question. Here's my question.
Oh,
we work in a company, right, where we advise, help content creators.
Yeah.
So do you remember that movie, The Girl Next Door? Right? And the idea was to revamp the 1970s sex education video.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which I feel like this also is an educational video.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing it,
I guess you could. To answer your question,
yeah, you can
take out the fake boobs.
You can spice it up.
You can bring in a porn star.
Yeah.
Like that's just going through, that breastfeeding.
You could spice it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
So.
But you can do things like like covering certain whatever.
Yeah,
right?
I guess you could for educational sake. It make it a little tasteful, right? And the whole point of that movie at the end of Girl Next, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, is he gets caught making this thing, but then it's not. It is educational, But then the principal, he's like, "This might work. These kids won't watch it. Like they don't pay attention to anything. Maybe you're onto something, right? So maybe Danny, that you have a future in like figuring out how to eroticize, like these educational educational, right? Yeah. So let's say, I don't know, maybe you want to talk to Rosetta Stone and be like, how do you get people to learn another language? How do you get them to the next class? Maybe hire like, I don't know.
All I'm saying is, like,
oh man,
the reason why the internet spread was because of porn.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
What I mean by spread is that the advancement of internet.
Yeah.
It's tied into porn.
People probably got computers for those reasons, right? Because they have access to that.
I mean, we can say that it's for information or whatever, but the reason why people fucking why do you think there's no more buffering? Right?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's like
it's because of fucking illegal shit like porn, pirating movies,
and they're finding better ways to get you that faster. It's probably that, due to people needing that.
Absolutely. Like I've been saying something on stage these days to figure out, like, it's kind of working. I'm still working it out, but the internet speed, the faster the internet got, the more racist my penis got.
What? What? All right, explain yourself.
Because when the internet first arrived via AOL at my house, you would go to these sites like fucking Thumbzilla or whatever these sites were, right? And it wasn't even videos, it was pictures. And it would take fucking 5 minutes to download a picture. And it would be line by line. Boop.
Yeah, I remember.
Boop. And so once you see
even longer from the 5.
When you see eyes, nose, lips, you're already grabbing your dick because you've already waited 2 minutes. Right? 2-3 minutes. Now you see eyes, nose, lips. And she doesn't have to be your ideal type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as she's not gross to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It connects to my no brand joke.
Yeah.
where this isn't good enough whore, or like good enough to jack off to, right? I remember once I typed in like sexy black woman. I mean, I clicked on it, right? Boop, boop. Oh, eyes, nose, lips, cute. But it wasn't even one of them like pornographic settings. It was like one of those like National Geographic tribeswoman.
Okay.
Who's because I was like, boop, boop. I was like, I still can't see titty. I saw it on her fucking belly button, right? Yeah. And I was like, oh, but I'm already 6 minutes invested. I'm not gonna wait another 10. And if someone calls the house, forget about it. I gotta start this all over again, right? Right? So I said, fuck it, and I fucking,
Oh man.
But now I don't have. It's like I can't choose one. And I'm always like, I'm looking at something that I think I can find better. Something wrong with her. I don't like her look. You know what I mean? I don't like X, Y, and Z.
And so you can't watch the same thing again.
No. And
it's
so it's
always got to be new.
Yeah. So in my mind, so as a joke, I go, internet speed made my dick racist. Right. But like, and those are the bits. Anyway, what I want to talk about was, so now that the closing time in Korea is 11 p.m.
Yeah.
We have a
11.
decent amount of time after the shows to hang out and drink. At least like 2-3 hours.
Because shows still started at the same time then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like ends at 8, like Saturday ends at 8. You got 3 hours to drink and hang out and fuck around, right? And so, I want to, like, you've been there once where like, I wanted to create a space where comedians could come, hang, shoot the shit after a show, drink, fucking bust each other's chops or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, this past week, 2 weeks ago,
okay,
these 2 girls came. One of the comedians was like, "Hyung, is it okay if my Tongseng and her friend comes?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And they're both like they were drinking. This is Icha round 2, so they were drinking and they came to hang out for a few hours, right?
The club was Icha for them.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So they didn't see the show. But one of the girls like saw my show before and was like, "Oh, this guy, like, he can bust anyone's chops. Like he's He's not even Korean, but he can fucking dish it with the best of them.
Okay.
Right? And the other girl was like, I don't get offended by anything.
Okay.
Right? And like
I already know.
It's not even
challenge time for daddy. It's like putting in a quarter.
My point is that like
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
It's like,
here comes a new challenger. Somebody's quarter's already inside. And I was like, oh, fuck you, bitch. No, but like the idea was like, even if you're not a comedian, if you have a personality like mine, where it's like, oh, I don't get offended easily, then you go, oh yeah,
right away.
Let's
the wheels
see,
start turning.
Right?
But what can I say?
but there's a few comedians, right?
Yeah,
and one comedian was like, like
spit at her?
Not really spit, but like fake spit, like, you know.
Oh, because that's offensive in Korean culture, spitting. Okay.
And so, oh, that's nothing, right? Oh yeah, so you know, like we're drinking like whiskey, right? So there's like a box of ice or whatever, right? He gets some ice cubes, put it down his pants, and then just chucked it at her.
What? How? What? But how is that?
No, but she's like, oh, that's okay. I'm cool with that kind of stuff. And so now it's like we're trying to find the line of getting this person.
Wait, is that something he just came up with that, or is that like something that is like known to be like?
No. That was just him going.
What can I do
to piss this person off? Because she goes, I don't get offended. I don't get pissed at shit.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But she's like, no, you know, that's how you guys are comedians. This is funny, right? Like she's trying to like really, because the thing is, I think that's where I saw it in her eyes.
Yeah.
She was drunk, but I think I saw it in her eyes where I was like, I fucked up. In saying that I don't get offended.
Yeah.
And then, so, you know, we were talking, and then somebody else was like, hey, you look like this dancer named Lip J. Now, Lip J is this girl from Street Woman Fighter, right? She's like, it's like that show.
Oh yeah, we talked about
she's super
on
famous,
the last episode,
right?
Yeah,
but she's not like known to be like hot, like gorgeous. Like she's a great dancer or whatever, but like, you know, her eyes, nose, lips don't look like she's like, you know,
she's not a model,
like beautiful, hot, right? So she said that, and I could see in her eyes, like, oh yeah, like I've heard that before, but like it's a comparison.
You can tell it was you guys were starting to penetrate.
That
thick skin she was talking about.
But also like she's heard it before, and she doesn't like the comparison.
Oh,
face.
Okay.
So I was like, she doesn't look like Lip J, and so I could see her face go, oh yeah, like she looked like a North Korean soldier, female soldier. right. That's when like the whole table blew up. And then from then on out, all the comedians, when asking her a question about anything, spoke to her in a North Korean accent.
What? That's funny.
And
that's hilarious.
And she got pissed.
That's hilarious.
And she left before.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
And then the guy who threw the ice cube was like, I thought you said you don't get offended by shit. 아니네. 왜 거짓말하지?
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. Like, and I was like, yo, this story cannot be done on stage. Yeah. But I was like, guys, we need to continue to do this type, not fucking ruin someone's night. But when someone goes, oh, I could take it. I have a good sense of humor. Oh yeah. And then that's when we, you know,
oh man,
we need a lot more of those in our.
If you can recreate that and like do like a fake podcast creation of like just people shooting the shit, and then somebody says, "I don't get offended," and then you brought up that scenario, that story. I think that would be funny to watch.
It happened to me in college, right? So this is not the first time. Obviously, there's similar like situations of people going, I have a good sense of humor. I can take anything. I don't get offended.
Okay.
In college, there was this girl, and at the time I was doing stand-up, but not as much as I do now, right? And then, you know, like she came to the show and was like, oh, you know, I don't get embarrassed easily. Like, you know, I was like, you know what? What I said was, come to the show, but don't sit in the front. So why not? I go, because most comics will pick on you.
Yeah.
So I don't get offended easily. I was like, come on. I don't get embarrassed easily. But we were walking down Bruin Walk, which is like the main walk where everybody's like, you know, walking, you know, thousands of people. And she's like, I don't get offended easily. I don't get embarrassed easily. It's all right. No, you don't get embarrassed easily? Like, no, I don't. I go, how many times do I have to tell you? I do not want to have sex with you. God damn it. I fucking stormed out for her. She's like, oh my God. Why did you do that? I was like, I thought you don't get embarrassed easily. Everyone was just looking, you know.
Back the North Korean thing, I'm thinking about it now. Like, the women you see on the North Korean videos, those military videos, they're usually actually kind of attractive, right? So I guess, but mine I just noticed that I automatically just laughed for no valid reason. I don't think I can even picture like an ugly looking North Korean woman.
But she wasn't ugly.
Or like, okay.
Yeah.
But
she just looked.
But for some reason, the setup works without even having to really, So,
and then people just like, and because of this, one of the comedians that is, basically, because of this comedian, the shows are being sold out that we have in Seoul. Not just at Seoul Comedy Club, but also in Hongdae.
Yeah.
When he's on,
big fan base.
Sells out in 2 days.
Okay. And he's aware of this, right? So, but he's very.
No, he goes. Well, I mean, he goes like legitimately, how much money? If he was really greedy about it, Then I know this is what I told him when he first came back to Korea. So it's a comedian named Komiko. He's like a Korean dude who just on a whim went to Spain because he used to be on a Korean TV show, but he wasn't really getting any love. So he said, fuck it, I'm out of here. He went to Spain to play soccer just to fuck around. And then he saw stand-up comedy. He was like, what is this shit? And within a few months, he was doing open mics there.
Okay.
And he got on Spain's Got Talent. Right. And, he did fairly well. Koreans obviously love it when Koreans do well in other countries. So his channel started blowing up. Anyway, so he when he started doing stand-up here in Korea, I told him, look, I have two requirements. One of them needs to be fulfilled for you to stand on. I'm not just going to give it to anybody. He's like, what is it? I go, either you have a solid 15-minute set.
Yeah.
Or you can pack the house.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he goes, Hyung, which one am I? And I was like, option 2.
He doesn't.
I mean, he can do solid. 15 minutes, but it's you can tell it's struggling. If he was not famous or well known, I would not put him up. I wouldn't give him as much of a shot.
Yeah.
But on top of that, he's getting better.
Yeah.
And so anyway, he is moving to Mexico in the near future.
What? Well, but he lived in Spain. But why Mexico?
He just wants to find another Spanish-speaking country that has a stand-up scene. Because
does Mexico have a
there's a scene, but I don't know if you make money. But so he went a few months ago to check it out for a month.
Okay.
But the conversation really was he knows that beyond his skill as a comedian in the Spanish-speaking country, it's a trip to see an Asian dude in his mind tell jokes.
So he's attracted to the novelty.
Yes. And I go, it's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Great, bro. But, make sure that they're laughing with you, not at you.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking clown.
Yeah.
Right. And on top of that, his content is about doing video chats with Spanish speaking girls, saying crazy shit. So he could do that live. Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's going to go pretty soon. And I go, hey, stupid, before you go, you've only done stand-up shows in Seoul.
Yeah.
So why don't you do a tour, on the weekends? Because if you can fill out 10 shows in Seoul, then why don't you do a show in Busan for your Busan fans or Daegu for your Daegu fans?
Yeah.
So all the big cities in Korea that you can get before you leave and call it I'm fucking leaving. I'm leaving for a bit. Adios, Korea. Whatever the show title is, go. But you don't have an hour.
Yeah.
You have 15, maybe 20 minutes.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah.
So take 3 other motherfuckers.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end, do a Q&A or do whatever, photo time with your fans. Fill 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying make money off of it.
Yeah.
You're not going to make great money unless we start like hiking up the prices.
At least take advantage of, getting on stage. I mean, doing your material.
But my thing was that the fun of what I missed all along in the stand-up comedy scene from back home is the road.
Oh, you can't do that here. It doesn't really exist here.
Yeah, so of the comedians, whether it's getting in a car or getting on the KTX or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like you fucking around after the show at the hotel or at the restaurant or Icha or Samcha or whatever. Like I go, that is what you guys need to create.
Yeah.
And I pointed at fucking North Korean Soldier Day as like, imagine not exactly that situation, but imagine a bunch of those situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you're going to not force, but like,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you're gonna make memories. You're gonna make. Yeah, it's gonna.
And I go. That's the reason why I could never quit comedy.
Hell yeah.
Right. So that's why I go. I don't have to go, but if you guys need me, I'll go. Right. So I go. So I'll be in Jeonju and Busan fairly soon.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah. I mean, the same goes for music, when you go on tour or if you're invited to open some shows, you're, whatever it is, like there's experiences you cannot, you can't make up like in your home city that you're doing, your regular shows at. So that goes for like, I think it's important for me to, keep revisiting. I can't do it all the time, but going to studios and recording something at a studio because, there's something magical about that, right? Yeah. But it's not just the output of it. It's not just the album you're getting out of it. It's the experience. I remember how it smelled like in the studios. I like the studio I recorded. My last album, Big Phony, in Stinson Beach in California. I remember the meals I ate there, the musicians that came on that I met for the first time, the conversations I had with them. I remember just like those things. Like you need to take away too. Like there's a lot of things that. It's not just about the jokes or the material. Yeah. It's not about, No,
that's why like, my thought about keeping the scene strong, obviously is if the shows are good and people make more money, then obviously more people are going to want to stay.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's that type of experiences of hanging out, shooting the shit, going on the road together. Like, that's what's going to get people to stay on when they're in a slump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it's just for like, it's for a few bucks, and nobody's going to do it, right? So
it's not going to be worth it for you're going to get tired of just doing the same show over and over again. Yeah, you got to do it for the reasons that like exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. The after the show, the green room conversations, like all of that should be part of the package of being, this is why I'm willing to give up so much and sacrifice to chase this kind of dream. Because it comes with a lot of perks. And people don't realize that when it's so brand new here, right? And so you're the one that's going to be able to facilitate those kind of ideas and let them experience that for the first time. So like this tour happening will probably be the first comedy tour, stand-up comedy tour in existence, basically.
Yeah, and I also told Komiko, I was like, hey, whether it's you or you hire somebody to document the whole thing, right? Because obviously, putting it on his channel, will also hypothetically, hopefully, like
educate,
but also be like, oh my God, hey, Komiko's funny, but this dude's funny too.
Oh yeah, open doors for.
Hey, he wants to do stand up, or he does stand up with comic. Oh, I'll go check him out. Like, if it helps, like if 10 more people come because of the shows, then yeah, and then depending on the outcome of it, it might be a regular thing, or maybe it was a one-time thing. I don't know, but that's kind of the idea of trying to. This is my evangelization of stand-up.
I was just gonna say that too. Yeah, it's like that's what you're doing. Like you're basically, through Komoko. Let's say he doesn't like get the bug just off of this tour, right? Or even the comics, like they might not, get everything you're promising them on some level, right? But really, let's say they do make a video, and then you see these guys like goofing off and seeing behind the scenes of these shows that they actually go to, let's say his fans, right? Somewhere within, let's say he has 1 million fans. There's got to be some like young people that are going to watch and be like, oh, what's a stand-up thing? And then you never know. There's the next Danny Cho watching these videos, and they're going to waste their life away also. Or they're the next David Chapter, or like
stay there.
I don't know how they say in Korean.
Stay in your lane.
David Chapter. I don't know. There's the next, No,
I mean, I want all of them to try it out, and we'll be personally, man. Like, I am figuring out more and more, like. I don't want to say what my end goal here is. Yeah. But like
in Korea,
I do have certain goals for this scene that I would hope to see completed. Yeah. Before I leave, or even if I don't leave, even if I live 6 months here, 6 months there, right? Yeah. Right. Back in the US. Like I want to be able to do that once I see these goals being met. Right?
That's why I love you, Danny. Right. Like these, like I know this is why we're of the same thread, that's very selfless of you. And I'm not saying I'm a selfless person also, but really it's about, it's more than just about, us coming to Korea to, we have dreams too to fulfill, right? But, the longer I was here, I realized where I got the most satisfaction was whenever I was able to shed light on other people's goals as well and dreams, and that's all the musicians I've worked with. Right. That's all the musicians I've been able to spend time with and become friends with, and even like on a family level, right? Where I know that it wasn't a waste of time of me coming here. Right. Where, whenever I'm like a go-to person for a lot of people actually when they need English lyrics done. Or when we go to the States, I've gone to the States a number of times with artists to South by Southwest, to LA. We did that Culture Collide tour, San Francisco, LA, did shows in New York and Texas and all over the place, right? That came from me, it helped me help Korean artists have an experience outside of their comfort zone. Right. Where, whatever it was, if I was translating something or if I was just, I knew where to go when they touched down in New York. Right. I knew how not to waste time at these places or that place. This is what you have to do. Like those things, I feel more proud about those things than sometimes actual work that I've gotten done here. Like my albums, I've done a number of albums here, but really like they're songs and they'll have their own life and stuff. But really I'm not always talking about my songs. I'm talking about the relationships I made here. Yeah. I mean, and for me, man, dude, that why I can't leave just yet is because I looked at the scene. I looked at how it's running and I went, if I leave, let's say tomorrow and don't come back for a year,
The scene's done.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Although, like,
as of right now.
Okay.
Right. And
or it's gonna take on another. Yeah.
I mean, the whole reasoning is this, and I don't know if it's a generational thing. I don't know if it's a cultural thing. This is the part I don't understand. Right. Is that our generation, we learned about the idea of hustling. Right now, I don't mean by like drugs or whatever, but I mean hustling in the sense of getting your ass out there to get more gigs or whatever, right? You know, all that in terms of our craft.
At least I didn't do stand up on a bus.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
but
for that you got to do those things.
But this whole scene, and I've drunkenly yelled at all of them.
Yeah.
And I went, why are you waiting for someone like me? And I go, matter of fact, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
And they were like, what do you mean? And I go, someone like me who
is not from here.
Not from here, can speak the language less than you, has pulled off 2 simultaneously successfully running shows.
Yeah.
Right?
And you have hours of material as well in their language.
In your language. Yeah. What the fuck are you guys doing just waiting for me when there's Monday through Thursday of empty days for you to go to a fucking bar and ask if you can do a show? Yeah. Where is your goddamn hustle?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're doing a show once a week, or if not once a month, how the fuck do you expect? And like, this is me drunk, me going, you guys aren't hustling enough. And I go, once I pull the plug, when I'm out of here, the show, who's gonna run it?
Yeah.
You know?
And the reason why you're doing all this too is also because it's a fact, and you've experienced it in the US and growing up, and you know that this is a lifestyle that has proven to be very, very soul fulfilling, like, and
crushing.
But it's legitimately like something that brings happiness to people's lives.
Right.
It brings, it gives people community, and it's a lot of positive things. Yeah. And it's something that doesn't exist here on that level.
Yeah.
But it should.
Yeah.
Like, why shouldn't? Like, why shouldn't it be?
Yeah.
You know, and you're part of that. You're trying to make that a thing here because it's a positive thing. It's going to give people an outlet to do something with their lives and their talents.
Yeah.
Right. And so it is really sad to think that could all go away if there isn't anyone really spearheading that. But they don't understand it. They need someone like you to kind of get through the.
And I've yelled at not just them, but like even the open micers. Yo, listen, I'll tell this story, and this is the reason why I was like, I need to be here for a little longer. So there's an open mic scene of like maybe 12, 15 kids, right, that do stand up in Samgakji, like somewhere else.
Yeah.
Actually, you've been to that venue where me and Kevin Shea.
Oh yeah.
So they do a Korean weekly open mic.
Oh really?
But it's the same like 12 kids going back and forth, right?
Yeah.
So not all of them are actually, most of them suck, but it's an open mic night, right?
Yeah.
And then a few of them, like I think they're good enough to do 5 minutes to open. At my shows. So like every Saturdays I pick one and I put them up.
Okay.
Right. And then supposedly there was one of the guys that's like the best out of them. Right. And I've seen him and I was like, to me, it's just trying to be Korean Zach Galifianakis.
Okay.
Kind of weird, kind of like, has, you know what I mean? Like I'm weird, but I'm trying to be weird funny, but you don't have to laugh if it's not funny, but I
over the top. Kind of
it's like weird, like, it's character driven. Like, I don't like that shit, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, I was like, I can look past the 12 people in the room laughing because I go like, because you guys know him as being this weirdo, like that you guys perform every week. Obviously, you know why. But if a stranger sees this shit, he's gonna be like, what the fuck is this, right?
Right.
So, before a show, like I booked them as an opener like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I go, hey man, like you guys are not going to get better if you do once a week.
Yeah.
Like you guys should find more rooms.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, we tried once, but like it failed. So that's why nobody wants to do it.
Okay.
And I go, so you're just not going to do it?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we're just waiting for a chance to do it here as a regular.
Okay.
And I went, you know who makes that decision? He's like, who? Me.
Uh-huh.
And with that fucking answer and that like laziness of an attitude, I would never give you a spot. Right? And I go this is what I said. And I told him what I told Komiko.
Oh, I was just going to say,
15 minutes.
1 or 2.
Tight ass 15 minutes or you fill this room.
Right.
You can't fill this room.
It's fair too, because if you have a awful fucking set, then the people in the audience will not come back if they get too much of that in one night. It's just going to be like, why come back for this?
And so I set the bar higher for him. I go, because he's like, he's the one that goes, like I've seen like he tells me he's like studied and researched all this comedy or whatever. Yeah. You can study all you want, man.
Yeah.
This is what I'll tell you. Unless you get famous or you don't show me a hustle, right? The only way, if skill alone, based on merit, you can stand here. You know what the bottom line is? You have to be better than me.
Oh shit. Okay.
If your stand-up is better than me, and not what you think or not what your friends think, generally what people think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if it's better than me, then undoubtedly I will give you a spot.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're willing to wait 10 years, then have fun doing a show once a week. If not, get fucking better by doing it at other joints.
Damn, Danny, laying down the law.
Yeah. but and then somebody was like, that's not fair. And I was like, don't need to be fair.
Yeah.
This is the United Comedy States of Danny Joe, man. Like I make the rules. That's why one kid, I promoted him to regular this week.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. But he put in the work.
Yeah, but he's super like, oh, come something that. And I was like, do well, man.
Nice.
So, I'm not like, I'm a tyrant to a certain degree, but I'm fair. You gotta be worth it.
Well, now you have, like more responsibility. Like you have to make sure the lights stay on.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so yeah, it's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So damn.
I went, hey, let's say whoever it is, the top 5 best stand-up comics in Korea did a show, but none of them are famous. Mm-hmm. But skill-wise, they're all good. Right? So we make a flyer, we put it up, fucking 10 people show up. That wouldn't even cover the cost of the electricity.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how many times can we do that before we close the goddamn club?
Yeah.
That's what I said to them. Yeah. And they were like, and I was like, yeah, exactly. So shut the fuck up. Either get famous, So I am, that's why I have to stay here longer, guys. I wanted to kind of slowly start going, all right, calling my folks back home, be like, all right, guys, calling my agent, be like, hey, agent, can I still be represented by you so I can shoot a few more commercials?
Oh, man.
Right? But, yeah. But
I'm glad you're out here, Danny.
Huh?
I think you're doing God's work. Honestly, I think as much as things are doing better for Asian American talent back home, I'm proud. I'm still proud of the fact that you're here and having a hard time. That's what it's about, right? Like it's the journey, right?
At 40, fuck the journey, dude. At 40,
right, let's get out of here.
At 40, fuck the journey, man. Get me to the destination already, goddammit. All right, anyway, thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.